I was on BBC Radio the other week discussing all things dating.
What it is like to date in 2023.
I think dating in 2023 is like carnage. Yes.
I mean, don't hold back.
And before I went on air, I heard them discussing this gentleman. He said that it seems that women are not interested in long-term relationships these days, so he's back to being single and he's done with dating, full stop. This particular guy keeps attracting over and over a woman that tells him, look, I'm just not interested in long-term relationships. And this could be simply a woman who is trying to reject him in a nice way. So instead of saying, I'm not interested, I am not attracted to you, she decides to say, I'm not ready for anything serious. It could be that he's simply attracted to women out there who are Instagram models, maybe OnlyFans girls, who prefer the likes and the attention that they get to social media, or who are chasing the 1% of men, the athletes, the rappers. It could also be that this guy is quite a decent guy, but the women that he's going after, they are not in that place where they are ready to meet the guy who really wants to commit to her, the guy who really wants to be there for her, because she's simply interested in unavailable, married, emotional unavailable guys, which is something that I talk about on my channel, so make sure that you subscribe. So let's talk about some of the reasons that you may be telling yourself why you are single and why you're not able to meet your person, and then certain things that you can do, practical things, to maybe slightly shift that. So I remember last year I found myself in a situation where I'm yet going through another breakup, which I thought is not going to be a breakup. I thought it's going to be my forever person, and I find myself as a single 35-year-old woman in a deep hole of YouTube, watching one video after another that is telling me that
single women over 30 are damaged goods.
I am no good, and no sane man will want to be with a woman like me.
For the girl you're thinking about marrying is in fact damaged goods.
Red pill videos from MGTOW communities. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have some of the videos about this on my channel. I kept on digging myself deep into that hole, convincing myself that maybe I am used goods. But then I was able to pick myself up, give myself a little cold shower that was very much needed. I took a good look at myself and reminded myself, yes, I may be used goods, but there are still a lot of very useful goods in there. So maybe let's move away from this narrative, because this negative thinking, this negative self-talk that no man is going to want to be with me because a good, decent man would prefer someone who's at least 10 years younger than me, and blah blah blah, all those stories. So I'd like to hear in the comments, what are maybe some of the stories that you keep repeating yourself, and what do you think is the reason that you are single? Tell me in the comments. Based on the conversations that I had with some of the women that watch me here on YouTube, when you message me on Instagram, which I'm always very happy to hear from you, I can see that you are very smart, very capable, and I also sometimes hear that you are saying there are no good men out there, men are weak, men don't initiate anything, men want mommies, they want babysitting. So if this has been your story, I'd like you to try something different. So if you find yourself that you keep attracting men that never initiate anything, that you need to babysit them, that you are always the one holding the ground for during the entire relationship, or maybe just when it comes to setting up a date, maybe instead of initiating things, which I have nothing against, this is 2023, and if you want to be that woman who is the first to show that you are interested, to show that you are keen, that you want to give him that green light, to let him know that yes, it's okay for you to talk to me, yes, it's okay for you to approach me, I think it's great. However, there is one thing doing that, and then there is one thing micromanaging everything and being in control. So if you are someone who maybe you find yourself on dating apps and you always feel that you have to initiate that first call, you have to be the person who is saying, let's take this out of the dating app. You have to be the one saying, okay, so when are we going to meet? Do something different and just maybe relax and let him do the driving. If after a few days of being on that dating app, he still hasn't initiated anything and he's not even taking it from the dating app, if that's not the dynamic that you are interested, you can tell him that you are not interested in this and let that man to reveal himself. Let him be the driver and relax. Let him plan things. Let him set the date. Tell him that you like to be surprised. You don't have to micromanage everything, be like a control freak to make sure that you can read through the menu before you meet him. And trust me, I totally get it. You are frustrated, you want things to happen, you are a go-getter, and just like, let's get this thing moving. I'm just sick and tired of this, sick and tired of dating apps and all this. By the way, make sure that you watch a video on my channel about 15 online dating red flags. And don't run away, because I'll also give you something practical for you that I think may stick. So if there is a story that you keep telling yourself, you are reinforcing that story every single day. You are even reinforcing that with your YouTube or Instagram algorithm. You are watching certain things, so then if you stick longer on that video, on that post, it sends the signal to the algorithm that you like this. So then you're going to be bombarded with more messages like that. And it's the same thing in your brain. You have certain beliefs, and then you are looking everywhere around you to have confirmation that this is the reality, this is how the world is. And I think if you want to attract something different in your life, it's incredibly important to challenge those stories and those beliefs. My girlfriend recently told me how she started going to this Bible study group. She's not a particular religious person, but this is something that she started doing, and she said just from the first interaction in that place, I left and I just felt so much better. I felt more appreciative of what I already have. It also gave me an insight into the community around me. I was exposed to people that I didn't know were around me, to their way of viewing things, to their way of living. What are certain things that maybe you can do if you think that all men are weak, useless, if you think that you are used goods, if you think that you are not as pretty as this other girl and this is the reason why you're single and why you can't attract your person, how can you put yourself in those situations that maybe help you create a different story, a slightly different point of view? Also, sometimes it is useful to have someone from the outside that can pinpoint certain things for you and can challenge your stories. So if you think that I could be that person, then make sure that you book a free call with me. There's a link in the description. And the most beautiful thing is that once you expose yourself to a slightly new way of thinking, once you are exposed to a different way of living, to different way of seeing things, maybe you read a certain book, you talk to someone, you are part of a certain community where women are not thinking that there are no good men out there. Maybe you hang out with your girlfriend who is married and who has a great loving partner, and you can see how he treats her in a respectful way and all the things that he does for her and for their house and for their children. And the more you expose yourself to those different ideas and maybe different people, different way of living, then you automatically also attract these new people. However, very often what happens is that you are exposed to something new. So now let's say you've been in a certain cycle. Going back to this guy from BBC, he's been in a cycle where he keeps attracting women that don't want to commit. Maybe you also been in a cycle where you keep attracting guys that just want to play games, they want situationships, friends with benefits, but nothing serious. And now next time you are on a date with someone and you're really into him, are you going to be, oh, let's see where it goes? Or are you going to be having a conversation what he's actually looking for? And when you notice that behavior, yet again, that you are so used to, and that clearly shows that this guy is not looking for a serious commitment, are you going to be walking away, or are you going to be sticking around thinking that you can change him because you are just convinced that there are no good men out there? If that's the case, then make sure that you watch this video here. Like this, if you found it useful, please share with your girlfriend, subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching.